But, man, what a player he is. Imagine him in Chicago.
I would love to see the Bears do it. They've got a ton of cap space. They're good at getting creative to extend their cap space. I just don't see how the Chiefs can keep him.
Well, Bears fans have been treating it as a fait accompli that Chiefs all-pro guard Trey Smith would be a Ryan Poles free agent acquisition this offseason. Watching the game last night, he had the toughest assignment of all of the Chiefs' offensive linemen, and he probably did the best job. He drew Jalen Carter one-on-one a bunch. Jalen Carter was held to 0 tackles, I think just 1 quarterback hit, as most of the work went to guys like Zach Bond and Josh Sweat. Jalen Carter had difficulty getting involved, I imagine, because he drew the best Kansas City offensive lineman in the matchup. After watching their line get run over last night, though, the Chiefs may choose to not let Trey Smith walk. They can convert some of Patrick Mahomes' salary into a bonus. It would free up to $30 million in cap space and allow them more flexibility in decision-making. Shot or no shot, the Chiefs will not let Trey Smith walk after their offensive line performed the way it did last night.
No shot. He's gone. There's no way they could pay him, $20 million, $22, $23 million a year?
Okay, Shay, I trust the Chiefs to be able to find a way to replace that production, but it's hard to say out loud, yeah, we're going to pass on a right guard that has 94% pass block win rate. That's hard. You get it done 94% of the time. The average is 92, by the way, at that position, at guard. 94% pass block win rate. And you say, nah, we could do better. I trust them to be able to draft and develop someone in that spot. But to get to Trey Smith's level, Cap, that's difficult.
It is.
It just, I suppose that's a shot that because of what you said from the money ramifications, but that production, it will be less than to start with. I'm just telling you, you had to develop that, and I trust the Chiefs to do that.
So they have $15 million in cap space right now. If they convert Patrick Mahomes' base salary and his roster bonus into a signing bonus this offseason, they have $53 million in cap space. That's how they can keep him. Now, that'll cost them a lot of cash. Does the Hunt family want to pony up and convert all of that money, $35 million basically, into a signing bonus for Patrick Mahomes? That's how they do it, though.
Can you take a haircut, Pat, for me? A little bit more?
And how do you rebuild your wide receiver room, which is not good?
See,
Xavier Worthy gets another year to develop.
Yeah.
And who else? You're trying to win right now.
They have more draft picks.
You're just rookies. They need a game breaker.
Sure. Who is that guy? T. Higgins? What are they going to go sign him?
Maybe.
Something.
If you have $54 million, $53,937,000 in space with a restructured Mahomes contract, that is money to bring back Trey Smith and sign T. Higgins. It would not allow you to do a whole lot else, but they can create the space. They can get creative, and that's without touching Chris Jones or Jawan Taylor's contracts. And Jawan Taylor, my God, he got run over yesterday multiple times. I wonder if he's even back or if they try to find a way out of that.
So you can be a Trey Smith away and a quality number one wide receiver away from getting back up there again if you're Kansas City. Mm-hmm. You can.
Oh, by the way, they get Rashee Rice back next year, too.
A healthy Rashee Rice back, yeah. All right, so just so everyone knows, you mentioned the wide receiver room. So no DeAndre Hopkins because that's at the end. No Hollywood Brown, no Juju Smith, David Schuster. They're all going to be gone, unrestricted free agents, okay? So that's why – and you think Rice is going to come back for a sweetheart deal? Because he's a free agent, too.
They'll bring him back. It's a sweetheart deal. He's got a little bit of an off-the-field issue.
Sweetheart.
And two, he didn't play all of this season.
Right.
I don't know what his market value is going to be.
He was injured. He may still get suspended.
He played only four games this past season.
His market value cannot be incredibly high. Mm-hmm. Could they trade for George Pickens? Could they trade for Tyreek Hill?
Sure. Tyreek Hill coming back. I like that sound. Because he already pieced out on Miami.
You see him over the weekend with Kay Adams apologizing to his Dolphins teammates for the peace out stuff?
Come on, man. You did what you wanted to do. You wanted to leave. So him back on the Chiefs, Cap, you're right back up there again. Imagine. Back after his time with Miami, he's in the Kansas City uniform again. They welcome him back. Welcome Nagy back.
They did.
So I mean, that's the answer, Shay. If Trey Smith is back, I see the Chiefs back in there in the mix again.
I'm just double-checking the Rashee Rice thing. He's got 2 years left. Still in a rookie deal.
Oh, okay. All right. And again, only played 4 games because of injury and the off-the-field issues, of course.
You know how many free agents the Chiefs have? A lot.
16.
Among them are Samaje Perine, Kareem Hunt. We mentioned the wide receivers, including McCole Hartman. Trey Smith, we talked about. Defensive end, Wharton. The linebacker, Bolton. The safety, Justin Reed.
Yeah, they're going to fill a lot of that out with draft picks and vet minimum type guys. Most of their good Chris Jones is under contract. Mahomes obviously is under contract.
Nick Bolton, that is a key piece of their defense. 100%. That's one.
If Kelsey retires, they'll get $17 million back.
I don't think he's retiring. I do not.
He wants another bite of the apple.
Justin Reed, you mentioned. A bunch of their wide receivers.
Yeah. But it's the Chiefs, though.
Amenahue, another key defensive end, a good player for them in the rotation. They got a ton of guys, man.
Shay?
All right, yesterday was also big breaking news day in the NFL despite the Super Bowl. Reports early yesterday morning the Cowboys have had, quote, internal discussions regarding a blockbuster trade built around edge rusher Micah Parsons. Basically, the conversation, should we pay him or should we trade him for a king's ransom? That's what's going on in Dallas. Jaquan Brisker, a fellow Nittany Lion, has started recruiting Parsons already on social media, saying he'd welcome 11 with open arms. Micah Parsons' trade is certain to break the bank if it happens. You can kiss goodbye to at least 2 first-round picks. But shot or no shot, the Bears should try to trade for Micah Parsons.
No shot. I am building through the draft. My team was 5-12. I need a ton of help. Yeah, he's a hell of a player. I am not using up the line. And again, this is not anything against his talent. I'm not at that position. I am drafting, developing. I'm not giving away 2 number 1 picks. Not doing it.
You know, if Micah Parsons here, obviously that bolsters the defense big time. I'm not sure where the Bears go from there as far as, you know, are you a team that's in the playoffs with Micah Parsons? Is he the difference between the playoffs or not? I'm not so sure, Cap, because, again, the offensive line does matter. And I want to make sure it's clear this morning. I'm not saying that the offensive line, any offensive line, has to be an A+++, because I don't know if that definitely does not exist in the NFL. There might be 2 quality offensive linemen, might be 3 guys that are just good enough. I would just say, Shay, that it's a shot that I would ask for Micah Parsons for sure. But along with that, what else are you going to do?
If you come out of free agency with Drew Dalman and or Trey Smith, I'm cool with it.
Yes. What I would say is that's a shot, but there's more to be done. I don't want that just to be the headline and be like, okay, we're ready to go. You're not ready to go because you still need to have more talent on both lines. You may not be ready to win yet, Cap, but along with a splash like that, you can continue to add on.
Yeah, I'm not giving away multiple number 1 picks. I'm not doing it. They're not at that point. They're not. They need offensive line help up the wazoo. They need interior defensive line help. They need somebody who could supplant Jaquan Brisker if he has another concussion issue. Mm-hmm. They need another receiver that has more speed. That's what Ben Johnson's talked about. Yeah, hard pass on giving away multiple ones and probably more than that.
Don't you need an edge, too?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll draft an edge. I'm not giving away 2 ones and more.
But if you're drafting an edge, you are either using a top 10 pick or you're not getting a good one. Like, if you look around the league, the elite edge rushers are taken in the top 10 of the draft. So you're not getting a better one than Micah Parsons. Top 10 in the NFL draft.
You're not getting him for 2 ones. He's going to cost you more than that.
Well,
with 2 ones, a second, and a fifth, probably.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
What I'm telling you, Cap, is you could do both. Good organizations find a way to do both. You find the quality talent that you don't have to draft or have to mold and shape and then continue to move forward and build your team. You could do both. Why can't the Bears do both? Because the Bears are behind as far as their development. That's why. That's why. You can actually do both. You can be able to get someone that's a cornerstone of your defense and still build your lines. Now, again, I'm not guaranteeing you the Super Bowl, but it accelerates where you are as a franchise when you get difference-making talent. We talk about this on the show all the time. Who are the cornerstones of this franchise? Well, then we wince and we kind of look through and like, well, we think that's going to be one of the linebackers. Oh, well, I think that our secondary is good. Jalen Johnson's a hell of a player. Okay, then what? Then we don't know if we are scratching our watch or wind our ass to try to find other players on this roster that are difference makers. Mike could be one of those guys, but you could still be able to do what you want to do, though. I think.
Yeah, I'm not giving away 4 draft picks on a roster that needs a ton of help. I'm not doing it.
Shay?
All right, last night to me was also proof that everything does start with the general manager. And Howie Roseman built the number 1 defense in football. 6 picks in the last 3 drafts in the first 2 rounds were entirely on the defensive side of the football.
The whole problem with this team is just being too risk averse. That's about the Bears. Sorry, you're not having a fever dream. I'm just thinking about your
what's
question.
happening? The Eagle service converse?
No, I was talking about the Bears. Sorry, I'm just saying. Like,
what's happening?
He thought he was having a fever dream, folks.
I did.
It's like,
I'm telling you, I'm still not 100% after last week.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.